Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast / breakdown, and I'm sorry for not being consistent with this sort of series. Well, it's not really a series, is it? It's more of a weekly sort of episode, and it's just I don't know. I just haven't been motivated enough to do this video. Just been focusing on other things. But if you guys do watch this video and do learn a lot from this video, leave a comment right now and tell me that you guys sort of enjoy this sort of video, and let me know your comments on what you actually enjoy the most and how it's helped you and sort of stuff like that, because it does motivate me a lot, especially when I just put this message on the free channel as well, on who was looking forward to a sort of analysis video, and we got quite a decent amount of reactions. Obviously we only just posted it, but I'm sure we would have ended up getting a lot more. But without further ado, obviously 3.5% last week, decent. US30 was helping us. Gold not so much, but again, still adapting to the high volume gold has nowadays, because technically it used to do just 100 pips a day, and now we're just averaging like 200-300 pips in a day's range. So the daily range has increased a lot on gold. We'll switch over to the charts here, and we'll go straight to gold first and have a look at what has been going on over the last week. But essentially what we got, 7th I believe was when the week started. So what a week for gold it has been. On this past week we had a move from 2,960 potentially all the way up to 3,000. That is like 27,000, I think. 27,000 pips, I think it's something like, no, it's surely 2,700 pips, which is basically $270 of a gain. Amazing stuff there on gold. And essentially all I just sent on the free channel, or not the free channel, the VIP channel, was we should be swinging this thing right now. Every time it taps into a weekly fair value gap, just buy, leave a large stop loss and let it go. What a move that was. Crazy. Some fat 3 candles there. And pretty much we tried to get involved on this move, and I think it was the start of the week we tried to get in on some buys. I believe it was this is Tuesday, so Monday, so Tuesday we tried to get in on a buy. I believe it swiped us out here, and then I think on here we tried to get in on a move. I believe it's around here on Wednesday. However, our stop loss was just too tight. Again, the 50 pip stop loss is causing it's causing to be a problem. It seems to be a problem because of the daily range now. The stop losses you tend to see on these sort of candles. Essentially, if you entered here, you'd place a stop loss below the low. What is that? 120 pip stop loss? Crazy. But again, it's got to have to adapt to the market. Drop your lot sizes, have a bigger stop loss, and give that space that the market needs in this highly volatile time. So you can see that price pretty much pushed way past the all-time high and carried on going up. And I'm going to quickly switch over to US30, give a quick breakdown, and then we're going to talk about the forecast, because I know I had a few comments on the last videos, been a bit too long for some people, so just shorten it. No point holding too much information if there isn't much trades to talk about. I know gold we didn't take many, but on US30 it's been a bit of a crazy ride in USA. I have a lot more to talk about here, so I'm going to quickly run through this. You can see from the week start when we opened with a gap. We marked down the gap. We start looking to potentially trade it when price gets into the gap here, and you can see that. Look at this. Look at these wicks, man. It's crazy stuff here on US30. Price decided to break down from here and push all the way up. I was expecting for price to push into this first and push down. We didn't get that. We saw that price aggressively pushed up here, and then price closed back inside. And this is sort of your buying position here, but I don't want to trade, especially when we have liquidity below here. So I left that, and we waited for price to continue pushing up. And going into Tuesday, I believe, you can see that price broke the prior daily high here, and then we were looking for a reversal position, and we had the right bias. We were expecting for price to push down to these lows again. And price did just that, but it just went without us. We didn't see any pullbacks or anything. And obviously, in hindsight, you could always look back and say, look, you could enter right here. But yeah, when I try to look back at trades that we missed, I look at it as objectively as possible, and sort of only look at potential entries in the way I normally enter, basically. So if I have a specific strategy to look for my entry and I don't see that, it's highly unlikely that we would have got into that trade, because we obviously follow a system, don't we? You can't just be like, yeah, I could have entered there, but how likely were you gonna, enter like that if it was in real time? It's quite, that's not safe to say. But so pretty much on Wednesday we ended up dropping back down here, and that was our main move that I was looking for, but price did not break these lows here. And once we start seeing price climb up back into that new week opening gap, this is where we took our initial sell. We had 400 pips again on a Wednesday here on the 9th of April. You'll see that in the results. But what happened is that price went back to entry, and this was a sign that price will not be going down from here. It will be pushing up, and we got an insane move here. And this was due to Trump's tweet yet again. Trump opens his mouth and the market goes crazy, and it's a very tricky time to be a trader here, especially, but it can be very, very rewarding, especially if you're on the right side of the market here. And you can see with, I believe it was something to do with the tariffs being suspended or something like that, I can't remember, but again, stock market loved that price. I pushed it back up after its crazy drop here on the tariffs here. So it's sort of recovering that, but we were expecting that. That's exactly what we were expecting. If I go to the VIP channel and I scroll up, I believe I sent this to the free channel as well. You can see that with this move right here, we're expecting for price to push up, which it did. I was looking for a reversal move here from this opening gap, but we didn't get that. Price slowed down here and started pushing down. Now this was a perfect retracement move that we were looking for. If I go to the free channel here, if you guys are not in the free channel, don't know what you guys are doing, guys. Just click the links in the description, join this free channel, because look, I'll take you step by step. I sent this message here at 320, right? I'm expecting for price to bounce off this 50% level, okay? And then the next message, obviously VIPs get that treatment because they are VIPs, but we got in on the entry, but I still sent saying that, look, we're expecting for price to continue up from here. So if you guys did manage to get in, well done. I'm going to switch over to the chart now and show exactly what happened with this 50% level. From the low to the high, 50%. Any buys below here, if you guys could have got in on these buy nice and easily, you're looking for that reversal pattern if you did. So well done if you guys got in. But from Thursday, we held this trade over past PPI as well. We used CPI. I believe CPI caused a drop here, created some liquidity. I knew that price was going to use this CPI momentum to tap into discount, and because we have all of this liquidity above, we know that we were going to use that to start entering our buy positions to end the week off, and we ended up getting in right there. And then when you can see that price was climbing, we got 1,000 pips, we carried on. I believe price is currently floating at 1,600 pips. Yep, somewhere around about 1,600 pips. We're still swinging this trade, and our aim is to get past that Wednesday high right there. Obviously it's not a previous daily high anymore. We can switch that to buy side liquidity. We've already cleared the CPI liquidity right there. You can see that price is just chilling here. I'm expecting for price to continue this bullish move, hence why we're still swinging this trade back up, and that would have been a very clean retracement. And this goes to show, guys, look, you don't have to trade the big volatility move when it happens. Yeah, we had this big volatility move, and I seen Michael saying we're staying out of it. The market's too crazy right now because it's just broken a key swing high. What's it doing? And what ended up happening is that after the next 2 days, price came back down to give you a continuation. If you missed that big bullish move, you know that price is going to sort of do something like this, right? So essentially, right, price has gone down, it's gone up, it's gone down, it's now broken out. It's going to retrace to then push back up if it does that in consecutive order. If price sort of does the other one, where we get something like this, price moved down, broke up, pushed all the way up to a key level, and it's towards the end of the week, and you got some big news, then you look for a sell position. But price did not do that. It did not tap into any key areas and started retracing. This gives us a nice nice bullish confirmation that we want to sort of push into this gap here and then see what we want to do from there. So this is the start of the week. I'm going to switch over to the weekly forecast here now. So if you guys are keeping up, if you guys want to sort of run through that breakdown, don't forget to take it back and sort of catch up, because I am going quite quick here for some people who may not understand. But weekly forecast, I'm going to keep this quite simple for you guys. here. So we'll start off with US30 going into next week. I'm expecting for price to push into this opening gap, and then we want to see exactly what happens here, because where we are on the weekly time frame, as you can see that we had a very strong bullish move off of this area around about here. On the monthly time frame, you can see we still have not tapped into the monthly fair value gap. We just tapped into this one right here, and we rejected significantly and pushed back above here. So we did not close anywhere near. So we want to see what happens with this monthly candle. Obviously it still hasn't closed yet, so it's still valid. So we'd like to see potentially price push up. We've got a weekly fair value gap right here, so I'm expecting for that buy side liquidity to be taken out, aren't I? So if I remove this line, remove this line, remove this line, remove these, keep that, you can see that this buy side liquidity that I marked, if I go down to the high time frame, it's this line here, which is the weekly high. So now this is more significant here. If I do a previous weekly high right there, we can see that if we take out this previous weekly high, this is a good sell opportunity right here, because we're taking the liquidity from the weekly high. This could give us a sell profile for price to start pushing back down and filling this candle back up into the next week. We have weekly fair value gap again, so I'm going to bring this up. I'll do that actually. I'm going to undo. Just going to copy this, paste, let's bring that there, and there we have it, a weekly fair value gap as well to help us on our reversal move. And we have an opening gap, so very key. Would like to see what happens here at the start of the week. If we get price pushing up into this, we want to see something like that for price to push back down. We have liquidity still sitting back here, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we get another Trump tweet and the market drops again. So let's stay ready for that. It's very exciting times. Again, for the flip position, what you want to see is you want to see price start to break these highs again. If it starts pushing back up here, then I hate to say it, but yeah, we're going back up to a bullish move. But I want to see it live before I start predicting that stuff. I still think that price could push a little further down here, especially with the way things are going in the world, with whatever Trump's saying. So that's our weekly forecast for US30. Time to switch to gold. Right guys, gold has had a impulse move last week. We have now broken the all-time high, so I can now bring this up to this, and you can see that price may carry on pushing higher here. What are we on? 3,200. Any key levels? 3,250. Obviously whole big numbers. We got 3,260, and then you obviously got your 3,300 level, which I'm going to mark up because I work in the 100 multiples of 100, I guess. Just gonna keep that there, I guess. So we got that. So what we're expecting is, if you look at the weekly time frame, let's look at the monthly, weekly. It's just broken that there. It's pretty clear that we're expecting some sort of move back into discount for another bullish move. You can see that the price has taken out this liquidity and pushed up again. You'd typically want to see price retrace and then push back up. What I'm thinking, what could happen is I think I see this quite often, is that you don't get that bearish move early in the week. We tend to get that main move sort of at midweek. So what we'd like to see is two scenarios here: is the start of the week start pushing down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and if we can get a potential reversal on Wednesday, Thursday, that will give us another bullish move back up, which obviously retests this sort of resistance on which we have broken. And it sort of also matches a 50%, like so. Bang on, look at that. And then price to push up. That is a very simple move. Obviously you could focus on a bearish position if you want, but being in a bullish market, we want to focus on the bullish move, right? But this is the second scenario. Price may not fall. Price may continue its bullish move and keep climbing, which is more likely to happen when we see gold on an impulse. It tends to keep climbing, doesn't it? Then what we want to see is that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we get a bullish move, and then Wednesday it gives us some sort of break of structure. And if you can see this, then we can may see Thursday, Friday as that retracement move to then go into the week after, on the final week of April, to give us that bullish move back up. So two scenarios there for you guys. Hopefully you guys can use that. What type of news have we got? Nothing too major. Retail sales housing. Obviously, last week was a bit of a crazy news week anyway, with CPI and PPI, but retail sales and housing starts and building permits, nothing too major. But I'm seeing potentially something like this. So I'll be watching. I'll be giving gold another try again. We are slipping behind, especially with these bullish moves, because we're focusing on US30, but we'll get there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and comment again if you guys enjoyed this video. If you learned anything, it would be very motivating for myself again to keep doing these videos for you guys, and actually make some time for these videos, because I know you guys watch it. So leave a like, leave a comment, and join the free channels if you guys haven't. It's been Always FX. Peace out.